He's over here at the fence. Hello, good afternoon. It is officially what I'm calling the end of the summer because it is time to bring the bulls home. So it is that time of the year. They have hopefully done their job for the year, and they are going, I don't know if they're going to go all the way back home today, but they're at least going to get pulled off of the cows. So I am in the one-legged windmill pasture. I have Jeff with me on a four-wheeler. Michelle is also on a four-wheeler. There is, that is a skill because I'm backwards. That's Ferguson. He is the Hereford bull that bred the heifers. These are Michelle's cows. She's got Hereford and Angus mix, and they're down with the cows, although they're like my herd's down there. Michelle's is here. This has kind of been happening all summer. They've been in with the cows for about a month. Ferguson was in with the cows, just kind of to like breed anything that hadn't been bred by Max and LOL, and he's like the problem child this year. He doesn't stay where he's supposed to. So he was in with the cows before I had bulls in, so he potentially bred some cows early. And then he just loves my heifers, and so he has just kind of continuously come back with the heifers despite us putting him back. So we're going to move him back to the heifer pasture. We're going to move the heifers to the cows, and then we are going to bring Max and LOL to the heifer pasture, and then from there I'll decide if we are going to bring them all the way back home. I will have a buffer pasture in between. So anyhow, let's get Ferg moving. Oh, see, like he's young and full of vigor. And fences are really just suggestions because he's a bull. Ferg is still super calm. He's done really well this summer. I have seen him breeding, which is a plus. I haven't seen Max or LOL breed anything when I've been down. That doesn't mean that they're not doing it. It just means I didn't see it happen. I'm not with them 24 hours a day, obviously. I did see Ferg breed number 6, which is my spicy heifer. So yeah, he looks good. He doesn't look like he lost much weight over the summer. Sometimes summer can be kind of tough on the bulls, and it can kind of wear them down just a bit. They can come back from summer pasture looking a bit rough, but he looks good. Disposition has stayed nice and calm, and yeah, I think he's gonna throw some great calves, and I'm excited to see what comes out of the heifers next spring. And soon we'll be preg checking, and like here in about a month I'm going to call the vet and get that scheduled now that we're going to have bulls pulled off. But yeah, I think overall I'm super pleased with him and his disposition, and hopefully he did his job. We shall see soon. But yeah, he's just gonna mosey along. He, like I said, super calm. So we're gonna have kind of the same view for a lot of this video. Once I get all 3 bulls into the heifer pasture, I will decide if we're going to take them all the way home or not. It is like 81 degrees or something stupid. We actually went and got shaved ice earlier today with the kids. It's just like, it's hot. And we didn't get this done earlier this morning because we had other stuff that needed to be done. And like we had some cloud cover earlier, which like we potentially have some cloud cover again. It's not so hot that we can't be moving them. It's not 100 degrees, but it is, you know, like September, I don't know, first week in September. I don't know the date. But, you know, it's still 81 degrees. And the forecast this week is like in the 90s, which is like, I'm glad it's still warm, but kind of like not glad it's still warm either. And I am also getting like a bit of a summer cold. Kids are back. Is it summer? I don't know. September cold. The kids are back in school. Lincoln's already missed some days of school with back to school crud. So I don't feel super great today, in all honesty. I feel like I'm getting sick. I have a lot of brain fog, so hopefully this goes smoothly and I don't really have to use my brain too much. I just feel like not super great. So, and the heat's not helping because it shouldn't be 81 degrees still. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes once I get to the heifer pasture. And if they look super tired, I'll just come down tomorrow and we'll move them the rest of the way back. And we had a little pep in his step there. He sees his girls. They're up here at the water tank. It doesn't really take three of us to do this, but getting Max and LOL off of the cows might be a bit more problematic. So, and if you remember from the spring when I put, well, not spring, it was June, when I put Ferguson out, I talked about how he was actually Michelle's. And so obviously she's here helping move her bull back home. And, you know, her cows are down with my cows and stuff. So she's been out quite frequently this summer to check cows and check on Ferg. And, you know, he doesn't listen to her either. So once we get past my heifers, I will hang back just to make sure that they don't need any help and that Ferg cooperates. And once we get past the heifers and he's kind of headed up the hill, I will go up there and get the gate open so he can go into the heifer pasture and make sure the water tank is turned on. He's just got to have a bit of an attitude. Oh, yeah. And we have one unbothered heifer right here. She's like, yeah, I'm just going to lick my lick and just chill. Oh, don't want to run you over. Don't want to run you over. Come on. Turn, turn. Oh, big drop off. He was doing so good. dicey when there's 3 of us running around. You don't want to, like, my main concern is obviously not running into anybody else in a 4-wheeler and not hurting Ferguson. And so, like, we're trying to push him, but not like, you know, don't want to lose a leg or anything. What we've moved Ferg a lot. This has happened quite frequently. He's gonna throw a little bit of attitude. Sometimes he goes very calmly. Sometimes we get about 10-15 minutes of like this type of behavior, and then he kind of just is like, all right, I guess I'll do what you want. So he's a bull. He's gonna do what he wants, but like we're gonna keep working him until we get him moved. So we're kind of almost back at square one, but that's okay. He will get tired enough that he will do what we want him to do. Those guys are much more agile on 4-wheelers than I am on the Gator, but it doesn't mean that I can't like be beneficial here, obviously. He doesn't want to leave the girls is what it is. I got ditches. I gotta be careful. Everybody has to be careful, not just me. Move! Ooh, Jeff's behind me.
Do you want to just push the heifers through and wait till we get the other bulls down?
Maybe. We got like 7 sprinkles happening. Okay, so we kind of have a new plan here because he doesn't want to leave his girls, and they were just down here on the fence where I want them to go. I want them to be on summer pasture. We're gonna see if we can push him kind of away and let the heifers in here. I need both hands for a second. I'm gonna clamp you over here, and you can see the gate. You're a little crooked. Ferg's like right over here. I obviously don't want him. He might walk the cattle guard. I'm also like right here because there's kind of a gap in the fence, and I park the Gator on that gap. He's right here. He's not who I want. I want heifers this way. And if this doesn't work, we'll just keep pushing Ferg, but One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got 4 more that need to come through. Ferg is where I need him right now. Here comes the other 4. Michelle's got him. Nope. Oh, running away. We were so close, but Ferg's chilling, so that's what I need. All right. We got 2 that ran the fence line, but we got 2 in. Oh, here they come. Oh, don't get Ferg. Don't get Ferg. Yeah. Is number 6 down? Number 1. She's also spicy. Jeff, number 1 is spicy. Watch out. Nope. Oh. Don't go in there. I had to switch the gate. Stay there. Got him. This gate needs some work. All right, now Ferguson is by himself. So now he can go to the heifer pasture. Ferguson is way up there on the fence line. We're gonna leave him and go get Max and LOL, and then hopefully he'll move easier when it is the 3 of them. Cows are all down at the wooden windmill, which is where we were the other day when we were cleaning up. Jeff did come back down and get that stock tank. So I got asked, or there was a few comments about like why I wasn't fixing the fence, or like, are the cows gonna get out? So this is just an interior fence. It's not a perimeter fence. Oh, I see one bull. So it's not, like, I want to get it fixed. So the side I'm on right now is a hayfield. Hayfield. Pasture. I didn't cut this hayfield this year because even on like good years, the yield is not very good and it desperately needs to be reseeded. And so it was just to keep the cows off of the hayfield. Hi, 86. Hello. It's not like a critical fence. So that's why I didn't fix it right away. Ooh, I do see some barbed wire that we missed. Oh gosh, it's all marshy right here. I can't get through there. Can't get through there. Too marshy. This is not ideal just because that stock tank overflows and we've got like a marsh right here. But if we get them over onto Michelle's side, then we can work from there too. We just got to get past the marshy part. But there's LOL, green tags, just turning around. Max is behind that red Bronco heifer. There's more work to do down here, but yeah, if we get through the marsh, of course, in the marsh. We got to get them out of this swamp so we can work them. Go back, Michelle. What I don't need is anybody getting stuck. Like a four-wheeler. If we push them all out, that's fine. Okay, now we can go get on the other side and work them. We got two bulls. We are a little bit separated from the herd, not a lot. We got to get them past onto this other side here, and then not back with the cows. Oh, no. If I could keep them on this side of the windmill, that would be great. We've got plenty of room to go through the fence because it's all cleaned up and nobody's going to get hurt. And then we can run up this fence, well, what's left of the fence line. There we go. If we keep them headed this direction, we are on the right track. And if they want to run the first little bit, so we put some distance between them and the cows, I have zero problem with that, and then they will settle down and we will take it nice and easy. We do have to get through the Herefords, Michelle's cows, and through my heifers. So that might be fun, but for now, we're going the direction we need. So we're kind of just letting the bulls do their thing, right? Like, they do know what they're doing. They have both been here before, and so they have taken us through probably one of the roughest places on the ranch. It's fine. There is just a lot of coulees and stuff down here. Luckily, everything's dry because of the drought, unlike back at the water tank in the swamp. But it is, they're kind of taking us through them, which is nice. I mean, like, the cows walk through here, so they do know how to get through here. But ideally, like, not the best place to be on a four-wheeler or a gator, but not the worst. Oh yeah, no, we got a big steep. We'll see how we get through this part. Michelle went through here. Jeff's probably a little smarter. I'm gonna go where Jeff went. Here I am, lollygagging in the back while they're up there. It's not like flat out here. It is the prairie, but it is not. Gosh, where did Jeff go? It is not farmland. That's why we don't farm and it doesn't rain. It's also not flat. You guys can see in my camera, but there is all kinds of, I think there's some sort of moth coming up from the grass. Bulls here, cows here. They'd go through the hayfield, which is right in front of us, and stay away from the cows. That would be great. Oh, yeah, nope, gonna think about it. If they get mixed in with the cows, we'll just sort them off. If somebody's cycling, it's because they didn't do their job. So it's their own fault that they miss out on this last opportunity. That's LOL up front with Michelle. He is he's more aggressive than Max is, for sure. I'm gonna move up and help her just a little bit. Yeah, he's gonna try and go for the cows. Max is being a good boy. We're on a spot where we can get on the road, which is nice, but he's going to take us across the road, I have a feeling. into Coulee Central here. This is gonna get tricky. And I've abandoned Jeff. See how steep this is? Like, I can't go up there. So through here, of course, all the cows are gonna come and help. Awesome. Let's keep on him. I will go back and help Jeff if needed. Ah! Go! Nope. Nope. Watch out for behind me. We're down in the dry reservoir. I'm gonna stay up on the road. You're real dirty. All right, we are back at the gate into the one-legged windmill. They're coming. Ferg's way up there. I'm gonna once again open the gate. They're not that far away, but let's go this way with it. This gate positioning is like not great, so we can put that on the list of things to fix next summer. I would like it if it could swing like further that way, but it needs dug out, and then the tank's in the way over here. Future problems, future me. But I mean, it's like a right now me problem, but fixing it is a future me problem. Hopefully, Ferguson's he's like a child, so he's like a toddler, but he's up there, way up on the fence line. Hopefully, when Max and LOL come closer, he'll come down the fence line. Cross our fingers. There's Ferguson, way up there. I will not be standing on foot by the gate when Max and LOL come through it like I could with Ferg. I'm not saying that Ferg isn't potentially a problem, but just their demeanors are much different. The Angus versus the Hereford, and like he's young, that's a big part of it. But obviously, I don't want to get trampled by a bull. I'm sitting up here on the road. Hopefully they see the gate. They probably want water. I will make sure that they don't cross the road. Ferg, anytime you want to come walking this way, that would be great. I'll get the gate behind him. Are we hoping Ferg just follows? I got the gate, Jeff. Thank you. Oh, that's not really where we want them to go, but okay, I'm gonna keep an eye on them while I close this gate. Michelle's running up the fence line to try and push Ferg back down this way. Jeff and I are gonna keep moving Max and LOL up through the one-legged windmill pasture. earlier I was talking about how good Ferg has done on summer pasture and how nicely he still looks and how he held up really well. LOL didn't do, he's okay. I can see he does have a bit of a limp. And earlier this summer, we had about a week where he had a very substantial limp. Nothing was broken, I could tell that. It was swollen, and he didn't move much for several days. I would see him move around, like he would graze, but he just like never got too far away from water. And I kind of was just like, well, I'll give him a couple days and see how he does. And I think it was probably about 4 or 5 days. And then I noticed he started being further and further away from water and stuff. And then when a lot of times I saw him just laying down when I was checking cows. And I would get him up, but he just didn't really want to move. And I was just like, well, I couldn't really bring him home at that point. Like his limp was bad enough that I was just like, I'm gonna give it a few days, see what happens. And he ended up recovering. I'm guessing he probably dismounted or stepped in a hole like wrong, which happens. I have Ferg up here, Max and Elle, yeah, they're gonna run together, which is fine. But anyhow, so LOL, I can still see like he has a limp. It's in his hip is where it looks like it is, in his backside. Obviously, that's your hip. So my plan was always that I was gonna sell LOL after this breeding season, and he'll probably do okay for, like, he's an older bull. He's not, I will have him semen tested. His mobility looks good considering he is coming off a summer pasture where he did have a sprain or something. So yeah, I think he could go to a breeding herd still, but I will get him semen tested, and I don't want to feed him all winter. He's had enough kids here. He throws big calves. I like Max better. He has lower birth weight calves, and Ferguson should have lower birth weight calves as well. All right, we're all together now. You can really see the size difference. LOL is the one that is freeze branded, and you can kind of see that limp that he has. He's got a little hitch in his step. When I get these guys back home, everybody will be getting ivermectin fly sprayed for sure. Bug. Ferguson will be spending the winter out here. Michelle has acreage in Campbell County, but I have better facilities for bulls, obviously, because I always have bulls, and so he will be spending the winter out here. Her cows will eventually go back up to her place. They won't winter here, so he will be hanging out. We'll get to see Ferguson grow over the winter, and hopefully he'll kind of catch up to the big boys. He'll be with Max and then with the steers. Gloves. I can hear the four-wheelers working, so I'm guessing we're not going in the right direction anymore. I'll get the gate open. That's the heifer pasture. That's at least where I want them. I think we should push them all the way to the home pasture. I don't trust Ferguson. I don't trust Ferguson. He's too naughty and has too much energy. they're gonna want to go to water. They know where the water's at. I didn't preset gates because I didn't know how far I was gonna bring them back. But LOL seems to be doing okay. I can see that limp, but it's not horrible. I just don't trust Ferguson. He's been just real determined to be with his heifers all summer, and so I'd like to just, I think, put a little bit more distance. So we're in the heifer pasture. We got to get through the hay fields, which, like, there's no alfalfa regrowth, so I don't think that'll be a problem. Usually I would take them through the cut across if there was like alfalfa and regrowth in the hay fields, but there isn't. So I'm going to open the gate into the hay field, then we just have to go through the hay fields, and then we're in the home pasture. There's grass and water in the home pasture, and so that's where I will leave them. I'm way over here so that I didn't go in front of them and stop their forward momentum. All right, we got one more field to get through, and I probably will push them to the reservoir. I don't know why we want to go to the right. Like, the gate is just like straight ahead, and then we'll leave them alone. I would like to push them down to the reservoir. Ferg, what are you doing? He's like, I don't know. I've never been here before. They're much calmer now. Tired. Long walk. No more cows to chase. Although we're checking out the neighbor's pasture. Hey, be nice to that little boy. So they're going to be in 400 acres, so they will have plenty of space to sort out their hierarchy. Obviously, Ferguson is not... Oh, Ferg. Hey, don't touch that! We all know that Ferg is not going to be at the top of the food chain with these guys. Just got the last gate closed. I am catching up to these guys. They can probably see the reservoir by now. Maybe not. Maybe they just need to go a little bit further, but we're almost there for the day. Oh yeah, they can see the reservoir. The reason this reservoir is not dry is because there is a water well over there by the Mac, and I've had it running. It's currently off, but I did run it for, I don't know, a couple weeks probably to put some water into this. All right, that should be good. All right, there they are. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Michelle. All right, that project's done. Went pretty well. Can't complain. They're where I need them to be. That's it. We're done. I do have to go close some gates, like into the hay yard and stuff, and make sure that they can't like get on the highway. So, but yeah, project done. They're gonna get a drink. They'll meander around, and like I said, I'll grab them in a couple of days, put them in the corrals, ivermec them, and then take them across the road. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you next time.